Alright guys, so today I am going to be comparing the INT and the STR Janembas. Now one thing, STR Janemba definitely has a better leader skill, INT Janemba definitely has a better passive, and INT Janemba is just better overall. If we just, even if you look at stats, health, actually, STR Janemba has more health, but, INT Janemba has over 2,500 more attack, and, over 2,000, actually, 1,500 more defense. So, just as far as stats go, INT Janemba's winning, and also just, as far as in difficult events, INT Janemba takes a much less damage, because if you look, he gets defense and guard and a chance to dodge, whereas this Janemba over here, he just gets guard and a chance to dodge. So it's just the extra defense. The extra defense on top of the guard is really what puts this guy over the top, and then he also does hit insanely hard after he takes one hit. He also does have to take the hit before he can dodge, but most of the time you will have taken one hit within the last 4 turns. So definitely a really interesting comparison that we're doing here today. We're going to lead off with INT Janemba on movie bosses / full power team. We'll be back in a second. So, alright, here we are on the movie boss / full power team with INT Janemba, and if you look, his defense is at 78k, which, if you just think about that by itself, that's not a great defensive stat. But if you pair that with his chance to guard, well, not his chance, he does guaranteed guard all attacks, and his chance to dodge, and the amount of damage he does, it's just insane. So here he's at 2.2 million with no support. So I like that. I like when we start off with no support, and then we slowly work our way up, because next time we see him, we're going to have him with Turles, and then the turn after that, we're going to have him with Turles and Metal Cooler. And hopefully we can get Big Bad Bosses active, because if we do, we're going to be able to get Janemba's max attack stat. And here's one thing. A lot of times when I do these videos, I like to do them on units that are comparable, like the Tech and the STR Cell. I don't know if that video is out yet. I'm recording a lot of these on the same day. But the Tech and the STR Cell, not, one of them isn't just inherently better than the other. But with the Janembas, other than STR Janemba's leader skill, INT Janemba is just better. Offensively, defensively, I mean, it's just not close in either category. Now, I know this is the only thing STR Janemba has going for him, is his leader skill, because his leader skill is still very good for Dokkan Battlefield. Any character that gives 120% and 3 or 4 key is a really good leader there. Okay, so Janemba is not gonna get a super here. Yeah, he's not, because hold up. Yes, he is. I'm gonna pop a double Ox King, and I'm gonna put Turles in the first slot. Because here's the thing. Janemba will take double damage throughout this entire event until we get to INT UI Goku. That's when we'll start to take a little bit of damage. But up till there, he's going to be taking double digit damage just because guarding against all attacks is such a broken ability. That's why no other unit in the game, other than the 2 Janembas, have a guaranteed guard against all attacks. Well, them and the Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But all the other units in the game, that do it, they just have a chance to. STR Ultimate Gohan, STR God Vegeta, both of those just have a chance. 3.57. We didn't have Big Bad Bosses active, did we? Yes, we did. Okay. So next turn, we're going to have Metal Cooler on rotation. We're going to have a lot of good links active. We're going to have Big Bad Bosses active. We're going to have 70% support. So Janemba's going to be looking really good. I also want to check his defense out next time, because Janemba's defense, normally it's okay, but with the extra 40% that Metal Cooler's going to give, I think it's going to be really good. Okay, double Broly transformation. I do not care. I'll just put Golden Frieza in the front slot. Normally I like to keep the Brolys on the same rotation so that they don't go too out of hand, because that way one of them isn't linked up at all. But I don't want to mess around and die here, so I'm going to put Frieza in that front slot. Yeah, this is why I did that, because I'm not sure if we would die if Broly got hit by this, but it would do a lot more than 44,000 damage. And Golden Frieza should finish this off pretty easily. Okay, perfect. I think this is going to be one of the quicker videos, just because of how simple, there's no stacking or anything that we need to do to, show, okay, this is him now, this is him now. Okay, so his defense here, 120k. With 120,000 defense and a guard, he's going to be taking double-digit damage from, in UI Goku. Like, not supers. Like, supers are still going to do a lot of damage, but he's going to be taking not much from in UI Goku. I'm going to pop an Icarus here because I don't want to heal. I want to keep Big Bad Bosses active. I just want to keep it how it is, but let Janemba get a hit off. Wait, we're actually going to completely reset that. Hey, Nano just made a cameo in the video. We're going to reset that because I'm not sure if Janemba still had the part of his passive active that, like, he needs to get hit first, right? To get the extra attack, the extra dodge. And I'm not sure if he still had that active. So I'm actually, okay, cool, Madden's live on Twitch. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put Janemba in the front slot. I don't think he's getting any extra links active from Metal Cooler, is he? 315, and then we put him there. 295, he is. What's he getting? This is upsetting. So, is there a way for me to tell if he has his full passive? Because if there is, I don't know how. I don't know how to do that. Okay, whatever. We're just going to get this. He could get a little bit higher if we had him in between Metal Cooler and Turles. But, I mean, yeah, see, he needed his passive activated. 4 million. So he could hit a little harder than 4 million. Which is, I mean, considering how good he is defensively, that's insane. He can hit a little over 4 million. That's crazy. So we're going to swap in Janemba with STR Janemba, hop in with pretty much the exact same team. We will be back in a second. Alright, here we are. And I'm actually pretty salty, because if you look, this is the rotation that we want. This is Turles, Janemba, and Metal Cooler. I got a first rotation. But the only problem is, Turles decided he wanted to transform. So now Turles is giving no stats buff, he's just a generic hard hitter that kind of sucks. So here, Janemba is getting 40% defense and 30% attack. He's being linked up with Turles just cause, I don't know. And 55,000 defense is not great, but because he does have a good chance to dodge as well as the guard, he's not going to be taking any damage until we get to, like, probably the Super Saiyan God stage, but throughout the entire event, he's going to be taking less than, like, probably a normal unit. Actually, right now, he's taking a little bit of damage. Please dodge, Super. No, 50k isn't much, though. 1.95 is actually much higher than I thought we would see him get in this whole video, and that's without Turles giving the 40% attack. So that is significantly better than I thought it would be, and we do have Big Bad Bosses active for some reason, because we are above the threshold for Big Bad Bosses. Okay, wait, no we weren't. We got supered. I forgot about that. I'm out here being asleep. Okay, Broly transforming. That's so upsetting, because I guess so that time we saw him with one support. Next time we see him, we're going to be seeing him with no supports, because Turles is not going to transform back until the end of the next turn. So I guess this is still, like, it's going to take the same amount of time, it's just we're not going to see his best attack stat until the very end, which is okay. I mean, I guess that's probably the best way for the video to be set up. It's like, this is him at the beginning, this is him at the middle, and then this is his absolute max, which, by the way, his absolute max is going to be nowhere near 4 million. Like, Janemba got to 4 million, and that wasn't even his, like, max attack, because he would have gotten more links active if we put him in the middle, but I had to get his passive up, and Janemba's passive, like, it's not difficult to get active, but it's difficult to get his max attack, just because, like, of how it's set up. Because if you want to get his max attack, you need him to be in the middle, but if you want his passive to be active most of the time, you want him in the front slot, unless if he got his passive activated last time. And it's not like every time he gets hit, it gets reactivated. It only gets reactivated once it stopped being activated before. That's why it's a little tricky. Alright, so here we have no support and no Big Bad Bosses and no key. God, Turles sucks. Turles when he transformed is god-awful. I guess we're gonna do this. If Turles dies, I mean, I don't even care. I just want to show Turles dying, to be honest. That's why I'm not gonna use an item here. How much is he gonna take? Yeah, 20k. Turles when he transforms is bad. Like, on paper, he looks like he'd be fine. Like, 130% attack and defense. He heals you at the start of turn. But I don't know what it is about him. He sucks. Alright, 1.6 million with no support at all, which is much higher than I thought he would get. He only gets 80% attack. Although I guess he is rainbowed. But his attack stat isn't, like, insanely high or anything. I am actually pleasantly surprised with how STR Janemba is performing. And I'm really excited to think about what maybe STR Janemba's EZA is going to be like. Because you saw what they did with Janemba. Like, Janemba before his EZA was bad. Like, what did he get? Like, 7,000 attack and defense? And then he had the guaranteed guard? Was that it? Was that all he did? I think it might have been all he did. And then, like, after that, he got 70% with his guaranteed guard, and then he gets extra attack when he's hit. He went from, like, an okay unit to, like, an insane unit. So, I really hope they do something similar with STR Janemba, but I'm really scared for the 120% EZAs, because I think they might go really easy. Like, remember what they did with physical full power Frieza's EZA? They left his attack the same, they left his super attack pretty much the same. All they did was they gave him defense in the first slot. That was all they did. Because Frieza was made, like, 5 years ago at this point, or something like that. But he was built like a unit that came out, like, around the time of the 3-year anniversary. Like, he just got 120% attack on super attack. Which might not sound, like, super great, but, like, because there's no defense, that's why that doesn't sound like super great. But that attack number, that never, like, fell off. Because, like, a lot of the units that came out around the time he did, 1.7 here, a lot of the units that came out around the time he did, though, they got flat buffs. And flat buffs didn't scale well with leader skills, but his buff, it did scale well with leader skills. Like, every time there's, like, a new, better leader skill, which we haven't gotten in a while, by the way, I really hope that we get, like, some new, like, massive, crazy leader skill buffs at some point. Just because we've been dealing with the same meta for, like, over 2 years now. And, like, that's okay, but eventually it's gonna get boring. Like, oh yeah, this is just all the same numbers that we've been hitting this whole time. Whereas, like, between the 2nd and 3rd year anniversary, I think that's, like, the biggest power creep the game has ever seen. Like, so, just, like, before the 2nd year anniversary, we went from Int Blue Vegeta, and then during the 3-year anniversary, we went from LR, like, Vegito and Gogeta. Like, that is just such a huge, like, jump in, like, how much time was that? That was, like, 13 months? That's just how long that was. It was insane. So next rotation is going to be the one that we're looking for. I don't think Turles can transform twice. It would suck if he could. It would be very, very bad if he could. But what are you going to do? I hope we finish this off here. I think we probably will. We definitely would if I would have put Frieza in the front slot, because then Cooler and... No, they wouldn't. Broly doesn't have big bad bosses. I need to remember that. For some reason in my brain, full power Broly always has big bad bosses. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Ow. 2 million attack stat from Frieza is really good, though. No crit, that's fine. He did lower defense, which in this event is not useless. And Broly's definitely going to finish this up here. So next rotation, let's see what attack stat we get from Janemba. And the thing about this Janemba, because we don't need to have a part of his passive active, we can just throw him in the middle. Ooh, that's a really satisfying number. Just 3 zeros at the end? Okay. Turles can transform twice. What do you know? Can he just transform infinitely? Okay. I guess... you can't make this up. He's done this twice on this exact rotation. Okay. I'm going to cut to this rotation when Turles doesn't transform. We'll be back in a second. Okay, guys. You can't make this up anymore. I got the rotation for a 3rd time. Look, this is the rotation. And Turles transformed for a 3rd time. I just wanted to show you guys this. There's nothing else. There's no attack stat I want you to see here. I just wanted to show you that this is possible. I'll be back in a second. I promise. Okay. So this is like the 4th time this has happened. I've been recording for over an hour. Look at this rotation. This is the rotation. And Turles just transformed. We'll be back in a second. At this point, it's the principle. Okay. We got this rotation, but I can't do it the way I want to. Because the way I want to do this is I want to put him in the middle, because then it would activate all of his attack links. But I can't, because Turles would kill Goku. So I'm just going to put Janemba in the front slot. So it's kind of fair. This is the same rotation that Janemba got, except Janemba's was significantly easier, because Turles didn't transform 6 times. Alright, anyways, 2.3... We did all that for 2.3 million attack stat. If he was in the middle, at max, that would have been 2.5. So, I mean, that's it. That's this video. Both Janembas are good. Janemba is exceptional. STR Janemba is still one of the better units in the game. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider to leave a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel. My name has been Black Haru, and I will see you guys next time.